opinion is no. And you know why? You don't erase it because it's part of history, and history should be maintained, good or bad. We can't just remove things we don't like. So here's my challenge to you. Stop being such a goody two-shoes. Stop being so holier than thou about your perceived ethical violations, or remove this man's name off everything, which, by the way, I think would be ridiculous. I hope everyone has a wonderful day from the Zoom Warm Zone.
Once we get out of our spring freeze early Wednesday, we are going to see temperatures rebound. We're heading into the mid-60s and lower 70s today with a lot of sunshine on tap. And then tonight, we're down into the low to mid-40s. Looking at highs to be warmer tomorrow in the low to upper 70s, and some areas to the south could sneak in highs in the 80s. Dry conditions will persist for the rest of this week. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the LeaderMan. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show.
What day is it today?
It's Wednesday.
So what's it like being on the radio?
Amazing. Unbelievable.
It really is special.
It is! It really is!
What about radio?
In radio, it helps to, jazz it up a little bit so that we create what we call a word picture.
That's not how radio works.
You'll have to take radio the way it is.
It's divine. Perfect just the way it is.
Showtime! Put your pinky rings up to the moon. Girls, what y'all trying to do?
24 karat magic in the air.
Head to toe so clear. Look out! Pop, pop, it's showtime. 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 Guess who's back again? Oh, they don't know. Downtown. Oh, they don't know. Downtown. I bet they know as soon as we walk in. Showed up. I'm wearing Cuban links. Yeah. Designer mix. Yeah. Inglewood's finest shoes. Whoop, whoop. Don't look too hard, might hurt yourself. Known to give the color red the blues. Woo, shit. I'm a dangerous man with some money in my pocket. Keep up. So many pretty girls around me and they're waking up the rocket. Keep up. Why you mad? Fix your face. Ain't my fault they all be jocking. Keep up. Players only. Come on. Put your pinky rings up to the moon. Girls, what y'all trying to do?
24 karat magic in the air.
Head to toe so clear. Look out. Second verse for the hustlers. Gangsters. Bad bitches and your ugly ass friends.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It's time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with the Colonel, retired Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond. Good morning, Colonel.
Good morning, Moore County. Hey, beautiful morning out there. Nice and cool. Take your walk, play some golf, get the dog out, get the kids out. Well, the kids should be in school, but if you got a younger one, you get them in that little cart you like to push around and run up and down the road, because outside is better than inside, as well as pretty much everyone knows except Joe Biden. So, masks don't work, as we know, and there's lots of questions about the overall pandemic anyway. So, wait for the next steps. Come election time, we'll be they'll be trying to lock us down again and all that, put us back in masks, and teams of jabbers driving around up and down the roads, sticking people. So be prepared for that. But for this morning, get out and enjoy the day.
All right. Don't forget, of course, we're being heard and seen around the world on our live video stream. That's available to you now from our website at talk973.com or talk1041.com or WEEB990.com. Top middle of the page is where the video link is. If you go to the top right-hand corner of every page, you get a link to our 24-hour, 7-day-a-week video audio stream of our programming. That's available anytime, anywhere. Just go there and click on it. Two other ways you can get us with a streaming app. You can get us that way by putting Mornings with the LeaderMan in the search. LeaderMan spelled like it sounds, all one word. And also by going to Twitter directly and putting Mornings with the LeaderMan in the search. Easiest way, it is the first way. Go to our website and just click on what you want. And you are not strangled with ads on that. Weather for us today here in the Sand Hills area is going to be very nice. Sunny today, 67 for a high. Winds in check. Won't be breezy like yesterday. Then for tonight, clear skies. Not as cool, a low of 45. For Thursday, partly cloudy with a high of 75. Thursday night, clear and 51. Friday, even warmer, mostly partly cloudy. Let's see. High of 83. Friday night, clear and 59. Saturday, 84 degrees under sunny skies. And to round out the weekend, mostly sunny Sunday with a high of 85. And then for Monday, we're pushing 90 degrees now. Sunny with a high of 88. And Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high of 85. Right now around the Sand Hills, winds are calm, pressure 3072, 2.30, solar radiation 18 watts per square meter, humidity 66%, it is sunny, and 41 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. All right. Don't try that at home. I am a professional. So they tell me. All right, 7:35. Let's get on with what we do and play some sound bites this morning. See how we fare amongst that assignment. Let's see. Usually play the best of the overnight Unique boys, and today is no exception. Here we go. To see if they can put a smile on your face before they're through.
A federal judge has overruled the CDC's mask mandate for planes, and now all of the major airlines have dropped their mask requirements. But don't worry, to keep everyone safe, you can now bring only up to 3.4 ounces of COVID on board. To put it another way, airlines are basically turning off the seatbelt sign for COVID and telling it to move freely about the cabin. When the news broke, some pilots actually announced the news mid-flight, and people started celebrating. Yeah, passengers were dancing, hugging, kissing, and now they're all in quarantine.
They did a big study. They said over an 8-year span, people who live in states that legalize marijuana have a lower demand for prescription drugs, which makes sense because who needs drugs when you're already on drugs? But it also explains why I've never seen Cheech or Chong at a CVS here in LA.
I heard about a woman in Massachusetts who was learning to drive in a cemetery and crashed into 8 headstones. It's just weird that her driving instructor was like, try a U-turn at Edna Doyle's final resting place and then parallel park by the mausoleum.
Okay, I'd give them a fell grade today.
As they get every day, generally.
In yesterday's testimony at Johnny Depp's trial, a lot of time was spent talking about Depp's use of alcohol and drugs. This one, this was one of his main points he made on the stand yesterday.
I am not some maniac who needs to be high or loaded all the time.
Sounds like it.
I haven't passed. I haven't paid a bit of attention to anything that's going on with him and whoever.
I mean, the whole trial sounded like that. Are you ever going to get through your sentence?
Yeah, I skipped all of that. Good Lord.
It was pretty bad. What else we got?
But drugs are good. We should legalize drugs. That's right. Everybody should take drugs.
Yeah, he's all in favor of all the drugs. Bob Odenkirk was honored for the star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Here he is talking about how he used to pretend to show disdain for Hollywood.
When I first got here in 1987 and I walked around the Walk of Fame, I pretended to have great and powerful disdain for all things Hollywood. I walked the streets with my nose high in the air, scoffing at every symbol of Hollywood and fame and famous people and celebrities and everything about it that was so big and distant and intimidating. And I still do that. I still pretend to disdain it all. It's healthy, it's better that way. But inside, I don't disdain Hollywood. I love it. I love making fun of it, and I love being part of it. And this makes me feel really, really a part of it, cast in cement for all time.
Well, we hope you're happy. If you tried to get happy yesterday, well, be thankful that this wasn't you, because these people were not happy at all. A scam out of Florida that promised to deliver Easter eggs and with candy, toys, and a note from the Easter Bunny left families with no eggs and out hundreds of dollars. Here are parents, Kristen Kladiva and Gigi Capria, talking about the scam business called Egg My Yard.
First, I just thought it was a mistake.
So I ran downstairs at like 5 this morning and looked out our front yard and there were no eggs. So I was devastated and I had no plan B.
Texts, and I called, and my last message was, hey, you're supposed to be there. And then we found out she had 6 Facebook pages. They noticed her Venmo account was gone all of a sudden.
How hurtful, of a person you must be to do this to a bunch of kids.
Okay.
Well, yeah, plenty of those clowns out there. You got people preying on old people, stealing their money. You got people preying on kids and stealing money from their parents. This is nothing new.
Yep. Those with integrity and those without. Today is 420. Means higher. Here's a higher montage.
Legal pot sales have hit an all-time high.
I had a pot gummy bear the other day. There's a difference between smoking it and eating it. When you eat it, it lets you talk to dolphins.
See the air.
Okay. Well, now that the government has dropped the airline mask mandate, it'll be interesting to see if some of the flights in the sky will decline. For many, the news was something to sing about. Here's a parody of Billy Idol's Eyes Without a Face. It could be also considered to be one of the Koran tunes.
I can finally see your nose and your mouth when you're flying next to me. You used to act real mean. You'd make a big scene, get duct tape to your seat. You won't get me down. Face without a mask. Drinking from my flask. Face without a mask. It's okay at last. You can fly without a mask.
Well, the DOJ is going to appeal that ruling, so it's not over yet. They're still going to try to shove a mask on your face. And, I was reading this morning, in Japan specifically, they went through this period. I've been stationed over there several times. And, there's a lot of people that wear masks. And it's a recognized illness, psychological illness, mask dependency in Japan. And they have therapists over there that try to explain to the mask wearers that, hey, the mask isn't necessary, doesn't do you much good. In fact, it's harmful and all that. And it's very difficult once you get people dependent on something. It's like anything else. It's like a drug, bad habit, sugar, whatever. Trying to break that habit, trying to break dependency on those masks is going to be really difficult.
All right. Well, we've told you the headline news, but what about the not headline news? Shall we check that?
This is not headline news. Today is 420 Day. It's the holiday with the fewest traffic accidents because most of the traveling is done internally. Today is also National Cheddar Fries Day. Coincidence? I think not. And today is National Lookalike Day, or as Isla Fisher, Amy Adams, and Jessica Chastain know it, Wednesday. Elon Musk says he doesn't own a home and lives on friends' couches. Billionaires, they're just like us. And Jennifer Aniston and Courtney Cox are promoting Friends Forever t-shirts for a charity on Instagram. The charity? Matthew Perry. This is not headline news.
All right. Now you're up to date. A judge voided the mask mandates for planes, trains, and buses yesterday. Now you get to listen to a pilot announce the news, passengers react to it, and flight attendants sing happily as they collect masks. Here's the pilot messaging it and the flight attendants singing.
April 18th, the Biden administration announced that the Transportation Security Administration will no longer enforce the federal mandate requiring masks in all U.S. airports and on-board aircraft.
Well, there you go. It sounds like I've seen probably going on almost, well, maybe a dozen scenes. I've seen this, since yesterday when this thing started. And, in virtually every one of these scenes where they announce on the airplane that the masks are no longer required, everybody stands up and cheers. The flight crew cheers. Everybody cheers. I don't see one person stand up and scream, "Oh, no, put your mask back on." No one, not one person. So, I don't know. It's ridiculous. There's no overwhelming support for wearing masks.
Well, let's listen to some chaos now that went down when college students got together and gave Barney, that's that purple dinosaur, the dinosaur a beating. This is from 1993 when students at the University of Nebraska showed up at a school gym and pummeled stuffed Barneys to talk about why they hated him.
Yes, I hate Barney.
Why do I hate Barney? I don't. He's here to beat. Let's beat somebody.
With all the things in the world that they could be protesting to protest a purple dinosaur. I mean, Barney stands for a lot of good things.
Barney bashing isn't for little kids. I think people have really forgotten how to laugh about the whole thing. They're taking it so seriously that, it's become a personal thing. It's Travis Fox against their children's or their children's heroes and things like that, which is not even close to the intention. We're just out to have a good time with this thing.
And maybe he did. I don't know. All right, a woodpecker in Canada is boring a hole in the world's largest hockey stick. Even with experts saying to the fixation situation, the bird keeps pecking away at the 61,000-pound piece of sports wood. Here is a resident, Lorraine Francisti, and Steve Curry talking about the mini vandal.
It's a landmark to our town.
It's looking for housing in a 40-year-old piece of sports equipment.
I noticed the birds pulled all the plugging out. It was like steel wool. And last Thursday, they had a lift that came and put a cover on it. and the bird's smarter than the people here, so it was making a hole above that.
And the birdie said, there you go.
Well, they better leave that bird alone, man. You can't prevent that bird from making a hole in a nest. That's, that's just not right, doing that to an animal.
A survey shows that 42% of people think that dead people can contact the living.
Oh, dear.
And more than half said they're receiving signs from people who have passed on. Here's a clip from The Sixth Sense to help with the survey.
I see dead people.
Yeah,
okay,
well,
okay, all right.
Still waiting for Harry Houdini to come back.
Yeah, he died on Halloween. All right, let's go to Twitter feeds this morning. First up, Elon Musk, who said the social media platform's policies are good if the most extreme 10% on the left and right are equally unhappy. From air travel, it is said on Sunday, former Fox host Bill O'Reilly threatened a JetBlue employee at JFK Airport after his flight to Turks and Caicos was delayed. You effing scumbag, you're going to lose your job, he said.
I saw that. It was, there's some poor sap standing there trying to answer questions that he doesn't have the answers for. I mean, he's standing next to the service desk, the ticket desk in the airport. How's he? He only gets certain information, and the plane's broken, delayed, or didn't show up. Whatever happened, it happened. He's just a poor schmo standing there. You don't need to take it out on him.
And
I watched the whole thing. Bill O'Reilly was a little bit of an ass there. So.
From Donald Jr., don't forget to pay your taxes today. There are people all over the world, many of whom hate your guts, who are depending on it.
Yeah, there you go. That's a fact. Yeah, gotta collect all that tax. Yeah, I heard IRS has collected more than $1 trillion in tax receipts this year, something like that.
I don't know.
So yeah, we got to scrape up all that money because we're going to have all these illegal aliens and other freeloaders going to have to bite into that. So yeah, get your checkbook out and pay your taxes if you haven't done it yet. Come on, get some money,
And the IRS actually this was Tom Cotton, senator from Arizona, saying that on Twitter, the Bezos post covered up Hunter's laptop by citing fear of the emails could be part of a border disinformation campaign. Now they published the homeless address of private citizens for the claim of posting unedited videos of liberals. Democracy dies in the darkness. In case you wondered. Rainey Cook said they just announced on my flight the mass mandate for flight is over. There's not an unhappy face in the picture.
Yeah, like I said, I've seen dozens of videos of that, and I don't see one person standing up screaming in dismay about having to take their mask off or, not taking their mask off.
From Dana Lash, please clarify. So if we dislike a reporter's work, we can show up at their house and homes of their family members to question them about it.
Well, that's what's going to happen. I'm sure it's happening. Like you say, the libs of TikTok. I don't know if you've ever watched that, but yeah, all that person is doing is reposting TikTok footage that people put out there, and it's really, I mean, it's disgusting to watch some of the stuff that gets reposted. It's bad.
This from Diamond and Silk. Biden doesn't need to seek re-election. He needs to see the nearest jail or nursing home. This man's brain is on a mental decline while he's deliberately destroying America.
Well, Obama and crew are destroying America. Joe Biden just happens to be standing there. I mean, I suspect on a given day he doesn't even know what's going on.
Florida Governor DeSantis threatens to go after Twitter's board for trying to sink Elon Musk's purchase. I haven't heard that.
Yeah, I don't know why the state would go after Twitter. I guess they're representing shareholders or something. He's also looking to see whether or not the Florida retirement system has any Twitter connections, and he's going to sever those, as he should sever with Disney, et cetera, et cetera. So, hey, more power to this guy. Man, we ought to build a statue to him and plant it in Raleigh somewhere so somebody would figure out what they ought to be doing up there.
And one more. Thank you, Judge Caitlin Kimball Mazzell, for showing the courage and common sense to end the Biden-Harris transportation mask mandate once and for all. It's no consequence that she is a Trump-appointed judge, clerk for Justice Thomas, and is from the free state of Florida. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. That's great. Yeah, more power to him. DeSantis down there, long live DeSantis, long live this judge, this out-of-control government we have at the federal, state, local level. All this garbage that goes on needs to be stopped. And we don't have a whole lot of time. We gotta do something about this pretty quick.
From the things we need to know so we don't sound stupid pile, no countries remain on the CDC's do not travel COVID-19 list. The Postal Service will slow delivery several times for nearly a third of all first-class packages as part of his effort to lower costs and reduce his reliance on air transportation. Phil Collins' ex-wife, Oriana Shivi, has married a guy named Thomas, who she met from a male escort service called Cowboys for Angels.
Okay, good for him. Good Lord.
So, yep, first time we did it, I got paid.
Why does anybody care about that? If she walked in here right now, I would know. I mean, I have no clue who she is, what she looks like. Nobody cares.
At this year's running of the Kentucky Derby, fans will be able to buy the ultimate mint julep for a mere $1,000.
Oh, yeah. Better have gold flakes in it.
Only 148 of these cocktails will be served on May 7th. Race at Churchill Downs, and 130 of them will be poured into silver julep cups featuring red rubies in the shape of a horseshoe and engraved with a thoroughbred.
You get to keep the cup?
I guess for people even more with more money to burn. 18 of those cups will be made from gold and cost $2,500.
Yeah, okay.
A woman,
gold leaf or rolled gold or solid gold?
I'm sure it's gold leaf or something like that. A woman in Arkansas was arrested after she abandoned her truck on the bridge. It was apparently had run out of gas. She didn't know why she didn't use some of the $17,000 in cash that was inside the truck to fill it up. because she had, police probably wouldn't have found the 229-pound bag of pot in the trunk and a box in a duffel bag.
Yeah, you can't make this stuff up.
No, it just comes out so naturally.
Yep, buy dope, man. Smoke some dope. See what happens. There
And
you
Gwyneth
go.
Paltrow says her current self-imposed drink limit, 1 per week. All right, it's 8 o'clock. News, sports, and weather's next. We'll be back.
Once we get out of our spring freeze early Wednesday, we are going to see temperatures rebound. We're heading into the mid-60s and lower 70s today with a lot of sunshine on tap. And then tonight, we're down into the low to mid-40s. Looking at highs to be warmer tomorrow in the low to upper 70s, in some areas to the south could sneak in highs in the 80s. Dry conditions will persist for the rest of this week. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sand Hills, 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The prospect of an even larger surge of illegal immigration reportedly has President Biden thinking about keeping Title 42 border restrictions in place beyond May 23rd, when they're currently scheduled to expire. Axios reports that members of the president's inner circle have been talking about maintaining the Trump-era policy that makes it easier and faster to deport illegal aliens on public health grounds. The Russians, who have suffered numerous setbacks in their war on Ukraine, now stepping up their attacks.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said the Russian military has intensified its assault. Russian forces carved out a boomerang-shaped front hundreds of miles long and poured more troops into Ukraine. A senior U.S. defense official speaking on condition of anonymity told the AP the Russians now have 78 combat units in the fight, up from 65 last week. I'm Mike Rossi.
And the UN Refugee Agency says more than 5 million people have fled Ukraine since Russian troops went in on February 24th. Coconino County, Arizona, under a state of emergency, a fast-moving wildfire forced the evacuation of more than 700 homes. Sheriff Jim Driscoll says that some residents may not have gotten out.
One person was trapped in his house was on fire and couldn't get out. We couldn't get back up to that area because it had burned, the fire was already in it. So we don't know if he made it out or not. And we did get several other calls we're not sure about where people said their children juveniles were at home by themselves. We got to several of those homes and nobody was there.
Flames as high as 100 feet quickly scorched dry grass, shrubs, and ponderosa pines. On Wall Street, Dow futures up 96 points. NASDAQ futures 32 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Tell me why Relief Factor is so successful in lowering or eliminating pain. I'm often asked that question. Pete and Seth Talbot, the father and son founders of Relief Factor, tell me they believe our bodies were designed to heal. The doctors who formulated Relief Factor selected the 4 best ingredients, 100% drug-free ingredients that each help your body deal with inflammation. Order the 3-week quick start now. Discount it to only $19.95 to see if it will work for you too. Call 800-500-8384. ReliefFactor.com.
This week on RVER, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
Hey, Chief, we got a damaged RV on its way to the OR.
Well, that sounds like a job for the new head of RV surgery.
Wait, are you promoting me?
Congrats, Martinez.
Doctor, that RV's flatlining.
Well, that sounds like a job for the new head of nursing.
So you're just promoting everyone now?
Yeah, kind of looks that way, doesn't it?
When your RV really needs saving, Progressive has you covered. See if you could save with a leader in RV insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, covered subject to policy terms.
The Philippine Election Commission dismissing the final petition that tried to block the son of an ex-dictator from running for president.
With this verdict, a family whose name was once a byword for greed and corruption is on the cusp of a remarkable political comeback. Mr. Marcos has run a smooth and well-choreographed campaign, promising to restore a sense of national unity, while avoiding all interviews or debates where his father's record might be raised. His campaign is also accused of massive social media manipulation to recast his father's rule as a golden age of prosperity and stability. With more than half the electorate under 40 years old, The tales of repression under the martial law imposed by his father no longer resonate with voters as they once did.
The BBC's Jonathan Head. YouTube has taken down the campaign channel of Hong Kong's sole candidate to become its next leader, saying it's in compliance with U.S. sanctions. Townhall.com. Sarah Palin says she's serious about running for Alaska's lone seat in the House of Representatives.
Palin, the former Alaska governor and 2008 Republican vice presidential nominee, tells the Associated Press those critics who dismiss her candidacy as a grab for headlines don't know her.
I'm still all about Carhartts and steel-toed boots and just hard work.
Palin is one of 4 dozen candidates running for the office held for 49 years by the late Representative Don Young.
I've just had opportunity to be out there on a national and international stage promoting Alaska.
Speaking from her hometown of Wasilla, Palin says her platform is all about bringing jobs to Alaska and developing the state's bountiful resources. I'm Jennifer King.
The Justice Department has yet to decide whether to appeal a judge's ruling striking down the mask mandate on public transportation, saying that if the CDC decides mandates are needed, it will appeal the ruling. More on these stories, townhall.com.
The greatest comeback of all time is underway. Remember to shop local businesses. A reminder from Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
Rising inflation and gas prices have demonstrated one thing. Joe Biden's America has failed us. Roy Cooper's mask mandates and the indoctrination of K through 12 students are failing North Carolina's future. My name is Ben Moss, and I'm the conservative Republican running for re-election to the State House of Representatives. Since elected, I have stood up against the Joe Biden and Roy Cooper agenda and worked in opposition to their mask and vaccine mandates. I've also fought hard against critical race theory indoctrination in schools, and I've stopped all efforts by the left to defund the police. I will continue to protect the lives of the unborn and defend our Second Amendment rights. My name is Ben Moss, and I need your vote on May 17th in the Republican primary election. Learn more at www.benmossnc.com. Paid for by Ben Moss NC House.
Carolina Air Comfort and Safety, because we care. Clean, professional heating and cooling. Carolina Air, the friendly guys. Service installation and regular maintenance. Unbeatable, dependable every time. So CarolinaAir.com. Carolina Air Comfort and Safety, because we care.
Warmer weather is on the way, but don't sweat it. Carolina Air has got you covered with our extensive 32-point inspection, so you can prepare for the summer months ahead. Your HVAC system needs regular maintenance to keep it performing at its best, so go online to CarolinaAir.com or call 910-684-3864. That's 910-684-3864.
Carolina Air Comfort and Safety, because we care.
When you're ready for your next painting project, there's only one place to go for high-quality products. JB Short Carpet 1 in Southern Pines carries premium Benjamin Moore paints for any type of project. Benjamin Moore offers unmatched color and durability, so color will last for years to come. And when you shop JB Short Carpet 1 in Southern Pines, you're not just improving your home, you're supporting a local business too. Benjamin Moore, for everything that matters. JB Short Carpet 1, Highway 1 North between Southern Pines and Bass, or on the web at shortcarpet1.com.
Hey, there are hundreds of restaurants in Moore County. Some are unique, but only one has Zaxby's. Zaxby's on 15501 in Southern Pines. Zaxby's has the most chicken options in town, whether you want it hot or not. Zaxby's can do it all. Their vast menu has something for everyone, no matter if you're dining in or driving up to take it home. Zaxby's has the cure for your chicken craving. Located on 15501 in Southern Pines near Holiday Inn Express.
Did you know 80% of Americans think pre-planned funeral arrangements are a good idea? At Pines Funerals, we encourage our community to have a plan in place to take care of those you love so that your final wishes are observed. Call 910-947-2224 or visit us at pinesfunerals.com today to request free planning information and see why more families prefer Pines. Pines Funerals, in association with Fry and Prickett, Kennedy, and Powell Funeral Homes, serving Carthage, Robbins, Southern Pines, and surrounding communities. May is Maytag month here at Keys Appliance Center. During the month of May, you can get up to $200 in rebates on select Maytag kitchen and laundry appliances via mail-in rebate. Powerful, reliable, dependable. Everything you would expect from Maytag brand. Everything you want from a sale. Come on down to Keys Appliance Center in Aberdeen, where we have dedicated the month of May to Maytag savings. Offer valid April 28th to June 1st, 2022. See store for full details and qualified models.
At NCI News, I'm Mike Rayleigh. President Joe Biden is preparing another military aid package, including more artillery and ammunition for Ukraine. 4th District U.S. Congressman David Price told NCI News,
there's more to be done. We need to take what our Ukrainian colleagues are saying seriously. I do think, we've approved billions of dollars in military, economic, humanitarian aid.
The Biden administration says it will wait for the CDC's guidance on whether to appeal a judge's ruling that struck down mask mandates on airplanes and public transit. CBS News travel correspondent Errol Burnett reports.
One thing to keep in mind here is that the original mask mandate was set to expire in 13 days anyway. So even if the CDC made a new determination and the Department of Justice appealed the Florida federal judge's decision, it would only extend the rule by a matter of days.
With going maskless on transportation now an option, health experts are warning Americans to not be complacent. Dr. Ann Ryman, an epidemiologist at UCLA.
This virus is still transmitting, it's still putting people in the hospital, and it's still causing deaths.
Ernest Winston has been ousted as superintendent of the Charlotte-Mecklenburg school system. The board said their decision came following what they called serious mishaps during Winston's time as superintendent. Board member Rhonda Cheek voted to remove Winston.
We hired a good man and have supported his leadership journey in many ways for the past 2.5 years, but now we must move forward on a different path. As we have heard many times in the last year, student outcomes cannot change until adult behavior changes.
Onslow County Emergency Services is hosting the helicopter aquatic rescue training, which kicked off Tuesday. Eric Hedden with the National Weather Service told WCTI.
Water is our biggest risk. Not only is it around us, it's the biggest killer during tropical systems.
You're listening to NCI News.
What happens when 44,000 horsepower roars to life at the same time? High-octane action. The NHRA 4-Wide Nationals at ZMAX Dragway, April 29th through May 1st. The stars of the NHRA take to the original 4-lane drag strip for 3 days of 4-lane madness. Every ticket's a pit pass, and kids 12 and under get in free. The NHRA 4-Wide Nationals at ZMAX Dragway, April 29th through May 1st. Go to ZMAXDragway.com.
Hi, Darcy the cow here for Black Cow, the mature manure. Planting a sustainable vegetable garden helps to protect the environment, and there's nothing like knowing where your vegetables came from. Black Cow is a natural fertilizer with 10 times more nutrients than garden soil. Everything grows better with Black Cow, you know. That's blackcow.com.
Black Cow, the mature manure, Black Cow.
A new CBS News poll finds that a large majority of Americans favor legalizing marijuana for recreational purposes at the federal level.
Legalizing marijuana under federal law finds broad support across gender, education levels, racial groups, and age, but political leanings do shape views. Most Democrats and independents favor legalization, but Republicans are split on the issue. And we see age dividing Republicans, with those who are younger supporting legalization and those who are older opposed, particularly Republicans ages 65 and over.
The town of Carolina Beach is partnering with researchers at North Carolina State and UNC Chapel Hill to study flooding on one of the town's most impacted roads. Mayuka Hino with UNC is working on the project and told WECT.
The one before, it might have taken a hurricane. Now it just takes a particularly high tide, and you've got water in the streets, right, and all sorts of things that are inundated that shouldn't be.
A man died early this morning when he was hit by multiple cars while walking on Interstate 440 in Raleigh. Ads, a crackdown on password sharing. CBS News reporter Christopher Cruz says those are some of the things Netflix has long resisted but is now considering.
The company says it's considering plans to minimize password sharing and create a low-cost subscription supported by advertising. Netflix is trying to regain the momentum it's lost over the past year to streaming services introduced by Apple and Disney, among others. Still, it's been racking up huge numbers for the second season of Bridgerton.
This is the season the Viscount intends to find a wife.
You honestly just did that?
I believe I did.
The company's customer base fell by 200,000 subscribers during the January-March quarter. Christopher Cruz, CBS News.
Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
Frost advisory and freeze warning set to expire. We are going to see warming temperatures for the afternoon. Highs will head into the mid-60s and lower 70s with a lot of sunshine. It's not going to be as windy as it was yesterday, and tonight it's not going to be as cold as it was last night. We will see temperatures tonight fall into the low to mid-40s with a lot more sunshine tomorrow and warmer air building in. Highs will reach the low to upper 70s, even the lower 80s. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Right now here in the Sand Hills area, sunny, 41 degrees, humidity 70%, 2.32, solar radiation 54 watts per square meter, and pressure is 3075, winds calm. It's 8:14. Let's take a look at your Sand Hills news for this Wednesday. The town of Southern Pines seeks your input on the redevelopment of a town-owned site at Morganton Road and South Henley Street. The June 2021, the community participated engagement session to help define the guiding public interest for the site. The next round of engagement will focus on determining how well the conceptual plan developed by DFI and neighboring concept meets these interests. DFI will present options that led to discussions in small groups. County members are encouraged to attend one of the following meetings: Saturday, April 30th at 9:30 a.m. or Thursday, May 5th at 6 p.m. It'll be held at the Douglas Community Center, which is 1185 West Pennsylvania Avenue in Southern Pines. That's your WEEB local news this morning from the Sand Hill Sentinel. And, of course, you can go online to sandhillsentinel.com for more information. It is 8:16. Sports is next right here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB.
Your morning sports report is brought to you by Hughes Supply of Pinehurst. With over 50 years' experience, Hughes Supply can handle all your plumbing project needs from start to finish. Call 910-295-5541 or visit them online at HughesSupplyPinehurst.com.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. Starting off with the NBA playoffs and Jimmy Butler scoring a playoff career-high 45, including a personal 7-0 run in the final moments as the Miami Heat held off the Atlanta Hawks 115-105 in Game 2 of their Eastern Conference first-round series last night.
I had a conversation with Tuck, and he was telling me to go out there and score, make sure that we win, and I went out and did just that.
The win gives top-seeded Miami a 2-0 lead over the 8th-seeded Hawks. Trae Young scored 25 for Atlanta in the loss. Jay Morant scored 23 points and handed out 10 assists as the Memphis Grizzlies looked much more like a team that posted the NBA's second-best record in routing the Timberwolves 124-96.
If I get the win, I can, have zeros across the board. As long as, we win the game, I'm happy. It was good to get that win.
The Western Conference series between Memphis and Minnesota now even at a game apiece. In Phoenix, the Pelicans earned their first playoff win since 2018. Brandon Ingram had 37 points, C.J. McCollum added 23, and New Orleans beat the top-seeded Phoenix Suns 125-114 in Game 2, their Western Conference first-round matchup. Not only did the Suns lose the game, but they're unsure about the health status of All-Star guard Devin Booker. He was spectacular in the first half with 31 points before leaving with a right hamstring tightness in the third quarter. On the ice, Ryan Strome scored 2 goals. Adam Fox added another, and Igor Shesterkin made 31 saves as the Rangers recorded their third straight shutout and collected their 50th win of the season, a 3-0 decision over the Winnipeg Jets last night at Madison Square Garden. Victory moves the Rangers back into a tie in points with the Hurricanes for the lead atop the Metro Division, but Carolina's got the edge on New York, even though New York's got one more win than Carolina's 49. The Canes hold the tiebreaker for wins in regulation. This is NCN Sports.
Hi, I'm Christian McCaffrey, and I want to let everyone know that registration is now open for the Body Armor State Games this June. Athletes of all ages and skill levels can compete in more than 25 different sports. Body Armor State Games feature 12,000 athletes and 600 teams. Don't miss out on North Carolina's largest sports festival of the year. Let the Body Armor State Games begin. For more information, visit bodyarmorstategames.org.
The Body Armor State Games are proud to partner with Truist, Lowe's Foods, and Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina.
Everybody's got to do their part. If you're not going to get the vaccine, you're just not using your head, and the vaccine's going to save lives.
And stop being so selfish. It's just a vaccine. We've all had them as children.
Vaccines are doing what they're supposed to do in curtailing the virus.
Please, please get vaccinated, not only for yourself, for your family, for your friends.
You have a spot.
Take your shot.
Everyone 5 and older can get a COVID-19 vaccine. Visit myspot.nc.gov.
The owner of the Carolina Panthers said the team is terminating an agreement with the city of Rock Hill, South Carolina, to build a training facility there, even though construction began in 2020 on the project and was stalled earlier this spring. David Tepper's development company said it was prepared to sit down with the city and other interested parties to discuss the significant challenges ahead. York County Economic Development Director David Swenson telling WRHI Radio in Rock Hill that is a positive sign.
Getting that feedback from Carolina Panthers, since there was communication from the city and the county about interest to look at a new way to structure the deal.
There has been an ongoing dispute between the city of Rock Hill and the Panthers over funding infrastructure for the project. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
As our economy gradually reopens, remember to support local.
Know you're doing the right thing and stay proud.
Be a part of the greatest comeback of all time with Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
Aaron Cooper here with Cooper Ford. To say the past year and a half has been tough is an understatement. And it's during these times that we truly value the community in which we all live in. At Cooper Ford, we continue to do all we can to pour support back into the community because taking care of each other is what it's all about. And that's why we won't have any market adjustment stickers or any of our new Fords like so many other dealers. We believe in fair and honest pricing and have from day one. So please come see us here in beautiful Carthage or visit us on the web at cooperford.net.
Cooper Ford, working hard to be your hometown dealer.
The best in-store service, unbeatable prices, locally owned. This is Catherine Phelps. Joe and I are the new owners of your local Sears hometown store, where creating relationships and helping our customer make an informed buying decision is our business. The month of April, all home appliances are up to 30% off, an extra discount with your Sears card, or 12 months, no interest. Shop your locally owned Sears hometown store in the Town and Country Shopping Center, Aberdeen.
Pines Funerals, Fry and Prickett, Kennedy, and Powell Funeral Homes, serving Carthage, Robbins, Southern Pines, and surrounding communities. Have you thought about pre-planning your final arrangements? At Pines Funerals, we're here to guide and assist our community's families through the pre-planning process. Visit pinesfunerals.com today to schedule a no-pressure, no-obligation appointment to ensure all of your questions are answered. That's pinesfunerals.com to see why more families prefer Pines.
Is your village, town, community, or HOA in need of road repairs? Being proactive is the key to staying ahead of the curve and implementing an effective asphalt repair program. It can improve efficiency and reduce citizen complaints. Give Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt Services a call at 910-673-1318 to see what they can do for you. In addition to their normal asphalt paving, asphalt overlays, crack sealing, seal coating, and striping, Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt Services has also implemented its asphalt patching operation. Through the use of a pothole patch truck equipped with a heated hopper, the patch truck can keep hot mix asphalt for a period of 72 hours, thereby extending the life of the asphalt from 1 to 2 hours with the dump truck. Call Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt Services at 910-673-1318, 910-673-1318.
War Dogs Army Surplus is Moore County's largest selection of Army surplus. They buy, sell, and trade Army surplus, and they'll match any legitimate offer from competitors with a price match guarantee. They'll match and beat any competitor's price by 10%. With the largest selection of vintage and modern gear and collectibles, War Dogs has everything you're looking for. Open Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. 675 Southwest Broad Street in Southern Pines, or call 910-920-7749. That's 910-920-7749. War Dogs. We offer more and sell for less.
Did harsh winter weather and spring pollen leave your home or business looking tired and dingy? Let Gentle Renew clean it for you using their top-rated gentle exterior cleaning or pressure washing and make it look new again. They can clean driveways, patios, exterior siding, stained roofs, and they can even clean your gutters and windows. A local, veteran-owned family business, they will get the job done right. Call them for a quote at 910-565-9245 or visit them on the web at gentlerenew.com and see for yourself how they will make your home or business look new again.
You know, Mother's Day is May 8th, and last year I unfortunately put you in charge of getting Mom some flowers and a gift.
And what did I do that was so bad?
Getting Mom flowers and a gift from a Megalomart shows you don't know jack about getting something appropriate for Mom.
So, what do you want me to do?
If you want the best, you have to work with the best. Go to Jack Haddon Floral on Main Street in Aberdeen and order Mom's flowers. And while you're there, go next door to pick out a nice appropriate gift at Lily Rose Home and Gifts.
But...
No buts about it. If Mom's Mother's Day flowers don't come from Jack Haddon Floral, your funeral flowers will.
Well, since you put it that way, I'm going to Jack Haddon Floral and Lily Rose Home and Gifts to get a flower arrangement and a gift for Mom for Mother's Day. They also offer a 10% discount for military and first responders. Call them at 910-944-1071 or come by and place your order. That's Jack Haddon Floral and Lily Rose Home and Gifts on Main Street in Aberdeen.
At Pool Automotive, being local and family-owned isn't just a title. It's the lifeblood of our business. The moment you walk into our Aberdeen showroom, you'll be treated like family. You see, we believe that all our guests deserve quality, reliable used vehicles, and we have the inventory and finance options to make it happen. When you buy a new vehicle, the second you drive it off the lot, it's already depreciated by thousands. Before you throw that money away, come to Pool Automotive and check out our huge selection of premium vehicles. We have high-quality, off-lease vehicles, most of which are one-owner cars with low mileage and remaining factory warranties. Something else we do to save you even more? We don't charge documentation fees. Yep, you heard us right. No doc fees here. Come in today, 500 South Sandhills Boulevard in Aberdeen, or call 910-637-0057 and experience the Pool Advantage.
Temple Theater presents My Way, a musical tribute to Frank Sinatra. On stage April 21st through May 8th, you'll delight at the range of Sinatra's music in this award-winning musical review featuring 4 singers and a live band performing more than 50 songs recorded by Old Blue Eyes. Don't miss this classy tribute to Frank Sinatra's style and some of the 20th century's most beautiful songs. Tickets are $29 and available at templeshows.org. My Way, on stage April 21st through May 8th at the Temple Theater in historic downtown Sanford.
Thanks for help bringing the economy back. One local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time. With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
The Zumwalt Zone is proudly sponsored by Moore County Citizens for Freedom. Always looking out for you.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. You remember when Christopher Columbus statue was beheaded, and in Dallas, a statue of a Texas Ranger was removed because it had been named One Riot, One Ranger? In Dearborn, Michigan, a statue of the late mayor was removed because of his racist views. Sports teams are being renamed. Buildings vandalized. Even Abraham Lincoln's been tarnished. Liberals think that's okay, and fake conservatives act like they think it's okay. Well, Pinehurst, I'd like you to know that I think all this is madness, but I also want you to know what Pinehurst founder, Mr. Tufts, put in the covenant for Pinehurst. All of Pinehurst at that time. I don't want you to get angry at this. I'm just quoting. You can go back and check it at the Register of Deeds. In part, the covenant says no premise could be occupied by anyone with tuberculosis or consumption. Well, that makes sense. But let me quote this next part. Quote, any person of Jewish, Hebrew, Ethiopian, or Negro descent or lineage. Now, Mayor of Pinehurst, here's your dilemma. Do you erase this man's name off of everything? My opinion is no. And you know why? You don't erase it because it's part of history, and history should be maintained, good or bad. We can't just remove things we don't like. So here's my challenge to you. Stop being such a goody two-shoes. Stop being so holier than thou about your perceived ethical violations, or remove this man's name off everything, which, by the way, I think would be ridiculous. I hope everyone has a wonderful day from the Zoomwalt Zone.
Once we get out of our spring freeze early Wednesday, we are going to see temperatures rebound. We're heading into the mid-60s and lower 70s today with a lot of sunshine on tap. And then tonight, we're down into the low to mid-40s. Looking at highs to be warmer tomorrow in the low to upper 70s, in some areas to the south could sneak in highs in the 80s. Dry conditions will persist for the rest of this week. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the LeaderMan. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show.
What day is it today?
It's Wednesday.
So what's it like being on the radio?
Amazing. Unbelievable.
It really is special. It is. It really is.
What about radio?
In radio, it helps to, jazz it up a little bit so that we create what we call a word picture. That's not how radio works.
You'll have to take radio the way it is.
It's divine. Perfect, just the way it is.
Showtime.
Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It's time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams. And don't forget, of course, we're being heard and seen around the world on a live video stream. That's up and running at our website at talk973.com or talk1041.com or WEEB990.com. Top middle of the page of the home page is where the link's located for the video, along with the chat room. And in the upper right-hand corner of every page has an icon that says On the Air Listen Live. Click that once and you're listening to us that quick. Weather for us today here in the Sandhills area. It's going to be sunny today. Picture perfect almost. It's a tad cool. High of 67 tonight. Clear. Not as cold as it was last night. 45 for your low. Thursday, partly cloudy. 75. Friday, mostly sunny. 83. 84 Saturday. And Sunday, 85 as we end the weekend. Then as we go back to work next week, still sunny, 88. And Tuesday, mostly sunny, 85. So you can get your car washed, and for the next 7 days, it should be good. Right now around the Sandhills, winds are calm, pressure is 3075. Solar radiation, 54 watts per square meter. 2.30, humidity 59%. We have sunny skies, and 44 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. All right. It is 8:33 past the hour. In the studio for the extended Zumwalt Zone is John Zumwalt. Good morning, John. You have some guests.
Well, good morning, Steve. Good morning, everyone. I do have some guests. I've got a couple of them. Two of the greatest guys, actually, that I know. I should say two of the nicest guys. It'd be pretty hard. A lot of times it's good radio if you can get people fighting. I doubt if this is going to happen today. These two guys are about the, as I said, two of the nicest guys you're ever going to want to meet. My first guest is running for Register of Deeds, and his name is Andrew Ritter. Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning, JD. Thank you for having us on this morning.
My other guest is running for commissioner from District 3, and his name is John Ritter.
Good morning, JD. Good morning, Steve. Thank you so much for the chance to be here this morning.
Now, you might have noticed they both have the same last name. Why is that, John?
Well, that's because we are brothers.
Okay. And John is running for Commissioner 3, which will be vacated by Otis Ritter. Are you related to Otis Ritter as well?
We are distantly related. You know, all of the Ritters from Robbins. I know you've probably heard my little tagline, the 3 R's of Moore County. Robbins Ritters are Republican, and also we're related. But yeah, I do want to say just real quickly, just a thank you to Otis Ritter and Elizabeth for their years of service. They've done a fine job. Appreciate them.
Well, I'd like to echo that as well. They've been serving this community for a long time.
And Otis has always been a gentleman and a good friend to everybody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I do want to mention this, though, John, now that I've introduced things this way. I don't want people who are new to Moore County to believe that they've tuned in and they've got a Ritter retiring, a Ritter running, and think this is some kind of a hillbilly deal that we have going in this community. These nothing can be further from the truth. This is they have the same last name. They're people who have served this community. And John, you ran for lieutenant governor not too long ago.
Yes, sir. That's right, JD. I ran in the 2020 Republican primary for lieutenant governor. Sure did.
And you did pretty doggone well, didn't you?
Oh, well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Well, that's not really a thank you. You got the most votes of anyone in this county.
Well, that is true. I was really pleased to win Moore County. I sure was. And with stiff competition, we had 9 running in the primary, including our current Lieutenant Governor, Mark Robinson.
And aren't we glad he won?
Yes, we are.
Andrew Ritter, running for Register of Deeds. Andrew, have you always wanted to run for a political office, or is this just something just kind of happened?
No, JD, I have honestly never wanted to run for a political office. I was inspired, of course, by John's ambitious run for lieutenant governor. And I saw in the paper several months ago where the Honorable Mrs. Judy Martin, who has done a fabulous job for our county, was going to retire. And that's what kind of started the wheels turning.
Well, Judy has been wonderful. I want to make sure we do not miss an opportunity to say that. She's been a great public servant, and she's retiring. And so you've got a couple of opponents in this race. If you don't know the Ritter brothers here, as I call them, they sound like two outlaws in the Old West, but they've always got this little half smile on their face, or full smile, and it's a smile of kindness. And you guys, I can't help but mention that because it's the one thing that stands out. And when I had an opportunity to meet your mother, John, you introduced me to her.
Yes, sir.
A couple of years ago, and I said to you, you didn't even have to tell me that was your mother. I could just tell.
Yes,
She's got
sir.
That same smile. You
yes,
guys
sir.
Now your opponent, John, for commissioner, is a good friend of yours.
He is, yes.
It's a kind of a strange race. When I got him in here, I wanted him to say something bad about you, but he just wouldn't do it. And both of you guys have agreed that whoever wins, that you'll stand up and shake the other guy's hand, and it'd be a battle well fought. But let's get into the business of things. First, we'll start with the commissioner. We know, well, I shouldn't say we know. I happen to believe that Moore County, the north end of Moore County, does not get everything that they probably should. Now, that's my belief, and I probably couldn't sit here and debate anyone about that, but it just seems kind of obvious. What are some things, John, that you'd like to see the North End be more well? The trouble is, this sounds like we're cutting on Otis. No, not at all. Otis has done a good job.
Right, he has.
But what are some of the things that you would like to see come to the North End of Moore County?
Well, let's just start from the beginning of the question there, or the premise that sometimes Northern Moore County does not get everything perhaps that we should. And I think that is just a long-term struggle. You know, Otis Ritter has done a fine job representing the people of Northern Moore County, and I'm really inspired by his service to want to try to continue that. You know, we are more rural and we have less population. So sometimes because of that, I think that we get lost in the mix because there's a lot going on in Moore County, and so I think that it's important, you know, to continue to speak up for Northern Moore County and to continue to make sure that, for instance, you know, with our infrastructure, that our schools have the facilities that we need, and that our there's just a lot of concerns about various things, water, sewer, all kinds of things that we just want to make sure that we are poised for the future, and that we can continue to do things to improve our economy and continue to make life great in Northern Moore County and all across Moore County. We live in an absolutely beautiful place, and we just have a great, wonderful population here, and really the people of Moore County make this place thrive, and it's just a blessing to live here, and I just want to continue to have good government and to help in any way that I can.
And John, I should let people know what you do for a living. You're an attorney.
Yes, sir.
How long have you been an attorney?
I've been an attorney for 15 years.
Okay. And you've served in Moore County
the entire time.
All right, let's go back over to you, Brother Andrew. Andrew's running for the clerk of court, register of deed. Now, Andrew, do you plan to go in there the first day and make sweeping changes? You talked about the fact that Judy Martin is doing such a wonderful job. What is your plan?
Well, JD, you can't really go in there and make those sweeping changes. The Register of Deeds office is fairly cut and dry. The state issues the rules, the mandates that you must follow. And back to Judy Martin, she's done a wonderful job for us, and I would love to continue her legacy as my own, of course. And any modernization that's available, of course, will be implemented and that sort of thing. But you pretty much have to go by the book as it is.
We were talking earlier, Andrew, about your qualifications, and you said that you've been a machinist, and as a machinist, you have to pay attention to the most minutest of details. And I would think that would be something that a person who worked at the Register of Deeds would be constantly making sure that everything was in place and there were no alphabetical mistakes and numerical mistakes. So as we discussed, your ability to have an eye for the most minute of details would be a plus.
Yes, sir. I certainly would think so. And as you mentioned, the filings there at the Register of Deeds office do have to be accurate. They are the record for the both the vital records and the property records. They have to be accurate.
And you kind of alluded to the fact that it does kind of, I don't want to say it runs itself, because when a person starts believing it, an office runs itself, then we get in trouble. And it does take good leadership and honesty and everything that we've looked for in Judy Martin. Listen, both of us, by the way, we're talking to two people today. We're talking to Andrew Ritter, who's running for the Register of Deeds for Moore County, and we're talking to John Ritter, who's running for Commissioner in Commissioner 3, seat that's being vacated by Otis Ritter. And I want to give a plug to one of the things in Northern Moore, since we are trying to, your job, John, would be to help out Northern Moore.
Yes, sir.
I think one of the best kept secrets, I don't know why it hadn't caught on. I'm surprised they haven't done a major TV thing about this, but we talked a little bit about the Clyde Manus Music Bar that happens every Tuesday. Tell us about that.
Yes, sir. It is an absolutely phenomenal event. You wouldn't even realize it was there. You know, it'd be easy to miss. But on Tuesday nights, you'll see all the cars parked around there, and they are having high quality Grand Ole Opry style music, and it's a great night of entertainment. Clyde's done a bluegrass. Yes, it is a wonderful time, and I was just there recently. Actually, I went. Clyde Manus actually won an award for his contributions to music, and it was from the Fiddlers Convention, and he received that night, and I went, and we just had the best time. But it's a great place.
I will warn you that, well, first let me say this: when you walk in there, you're not going to see any stars, but you'll see farmers and all different people come in. Kids, I mean little kids, old men, older than me, and they'll all have a violin or a cello or whatever they have, and they'll kind of get in groups. Just, it seems almost like ad hoc groups sometimes. They'll get together and they'll go up on stage, they'll take turns, and the next thing you know, your mouth's hanging wide open because you're hearing some great music. Now, I will warn you. This is a serious warning to all you husbands out there. There's a couple of old men out in the audience, and if you're not careful, whenever your wife looks at these old men, they've got a baseball cap on, they'll flash those lights at your wife, and so that's a warning for you. Be ready for that, because they're watching. But it's a great. What are the things you have in the north end of the county that we need to know about?
Well, you know, there, besides music, which we have a lot of talented musicians, which, as you say, it's kind of a night of just bringing together local talent, and it's very impressive. But besides that, you know, of course, we have our world famous pottery. You know, that is it goes without saying. But it is a wonderful industry that we have there that goes back years and years and years, and quite a tradition there. So there's a lot to work with, I think, with tourism and whatnot in those areas. And of course, you know, a lot of potential there in the town of Robbins too. And there's a lot going on there. There's people are trying to do things to make a better place.
And I truly believe that the people in Robbins and up in that area are some of the greatest people you're ever going to want to meet. I always put this descriptor to them. They remind me of what I believe the kind of people who settled this country must have been like. Hard-working people, good sense of humor, just good, wonderful people. And I'm always happy whenever I'm there for a car show or whatever it might be.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I couldn't agree more. I appreciate you saying that, but I really think so. Yes.
Andrew, let's get back to you.
Certainly.
Now, there's not a whole lot that we can say about the Register of Deeds. It's pretty cut and dried. You're the boss if you get elected, and you've told us that Judy's done a great job, and you plan to keep things like they are, with the exception of updating any type of technology that might need to be updated.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about, I want to talk about you a little more then. You said something, this may be your son, but you kind of said it on the way in, and I didn't really catch it. Your son's going to be opening a band, or is that you?
My son, Tyler, he plays in the Haley Smith music group, and the Unity Fest, as it's advertised, will be taking place at Union Pines on May the 21st from noon to 10, and Haley Smith Music will be the opener. And yeah, we are all very proud of Tyler. He's very accomplished.
The Unity Fest, and when is it?
It's May 21st.
And is it a Christian?
It is. It'll be Christian contemporary music, and they have an evangelist. I can't remember his name at the moment.
And where's this happening?
It's at Union Pines High School on the football field, and it's free to attend.
Okay. The reason I'm sound dumbfounded because I'm overwhelmed. I'm happy that they're allowing a Christian event to occur on the field at Union Pines, and that's amazing. And so your son will be the lead. His band will be the opening act.
Yes, sir. They'll be the opening act, and once again, I can't remember the headliner, but she's had a #1 recently in the Christian contemporary music bracket.
Who cares about her, right? Your son's the opening act. So.
Well, If you're going, go early. That's all I can say about that. They are good. I really enjoy listening to them.
Of course, yeah. And I'm going to ask you one more time. Okay, the Unity Fest, May 21st, what time?
It's at noon. Starts at noon.
Okay, there are lots of folks listening who would love to go to an event like this, but frankly, I've never heard of it. So if I haven't heard of it, there's got to be a couple of people out there who have not. So I hope folks will attend. We're talking today with Andrew Ritter. Andrew, you just heard from, whose son is the opening act. He won't let you forget it. He's always bragging about it. I get sick of hearing about it, to tell you the truth. He's running for Register of Deeds, and he got nothing but compliments and praise for Judy Martin, the current Register of Deeds, will be retiring. And then we've got John Ritter, his brother, who's running for Moore County Commissioner in District 3. John, what's been going on with your life?
Well, we've been very busy in law practice, and we have a really hot real estate market here in Moore County right now, and I've kind of focused most of my practice on that for about the past 2 years. But we're staying busy there, and of course, my lovely wife Susan and my 4-year-old son Lucian. We live there in the Westmore community, right beside of Andrew Ritter, and also across from I think our mutual friend Melvin Brown. And so we just are having a good time. We're busy, but we're enjoying life.
Well, Melvin, if you're listening, we're coming to see you again. If you don't know Melvin Brown, he's another one of the typical guys up in Northern Moore. He's got almost a jukebox museum in his part of his house, an attachment to his house. A great guy, he and his wife. We love going up there and visiting with them. And hey, Melvin, if you're listening, get prepared. I'm going to come see you. John, I've got a story to tell about you, and you know it. Can I tell it?
Oh, sure. Go right ahead.
I don't know why. I hope I can tell this story on the radio. It's perfectly clean. When I say I hope I can tell it, I hope I can tell it in a way that does justice to what John did. When John was running for lieutenant governor, we had an event at the Tea Party. And the person who spoke before John, and John was sitting at the table, did a magnificent job. He got up and he ranted and he raved, but he ranted and he raved in a good way. And he had the audience absolutely captivated. And I was thinking, how in the world is John going to respond to this? Because John's personality, in case you haven't figured it out yet, is totally different. He's quieter. I think John could be mean if he had to, but he's not that way. When you see John, he's just such a nice guy. So this guy kept going and going. I thought, man, John's in trouble. There's no way he's going to overcome this. And so the fellow sat down, and I thought, man, what a great job he did. I don't know how you'd ever beat this. And John stood up, and those of you who know John know he stood up, and he looked at the audience, and then he looked back at the fellow who had just spoken. With that little smile on his face, John said, "Didn't he do good? Wasn't that good? Hey, welcome him to Moore County. I don't think he's ever been here before." And I thought, man, that's perfect. I'm going to try to steal that from him sometime. And I know of one guy who's already stolen that. John, do you have any regrets about getting into politics?
No, sir. I tell you, so far, I would say that it's been a very positive experience. And honestly, the positive experience I had running for lieutenant governor, and by the way, that gentleman and I are good friends now. Yes, no doubt. Yes. But anyway, that really good experience I had and learned a lot going across the state, met a lot of people. It really, I think when you try something new, and you'd probably agree with this, once you try it and you go at it with all you have, you either learn to love it or despise it. And honestly, it was such a fun and enjoyable experience. I just kind of grew to love it. And so some of my friends pointed out that, there's a lot of good that we can do right here at home in Moore County and maybe have, definitely have more impact on our friends and neighbors in a positive way. And that really kind of encouraged me to continue in politics and try for county commissioner.
Well, John, let me see if I can bring an end to some of that joy and ask you a question. It's one of the listeners texted in, and it probably is the most important question that could be asked today, because I think that you might know that other than the North End problems that you want to fix, the most important thing that we have going right now in Moore County is our education.
Yes, sir.
And I'd like you to talk about that a bit. What do you see as being some of the problems, and what do you think should be the benchmark that the school board should have to reach before you give them any money as a commissioner?
Well, and as everyone probably knows, and if you don't, I'll state that a lot of funding for the schools, comes from the county commissioners, because we raise tax money from the good citizens of the county, and then we allocate that to the various agencies and services of the county. And so the schools, of course, are a major portion of that budget. I think that, and I'm learning a lot. I've got a 4-year-old son. He'll be going to public school there at Westmore School, which is a great school, and I'm glad to send him there when he starts. But, with the schools, like I said, I've learned a lot. Of course, even with being involved in politics, you hear more and you see more, and you hear from candidates and hear some of the things that are going on. But I think that we need to focus on true education, that we need to make sure that our children are being taught to read and write and do math and do the basics. So I think we need to look for performance benchmarks. But go ahead.
John, you're such a nice guy that I hate to interrupt you, but we're running low on time.
Oh,
and
sure.
I want to interrupt you and ask you, we do need to make sure our kids are getting educated, but the facts and figures show they're not. I mean, the current schools folks can talk all they want about, yes, they are, but the facts are that according to the Department of Public Instruction's website, and you can argue up and down, I'm not going to be able to be completely accurate, but 3 or 4 percentages one way or the other, half our kids can't read to standard. Half our kids can't write to standard. We've got to quit funding that type of thing and start funding our kids being taught. Now that wasn't really well phrased, but you get my point.
I totally get it, and I think that you're absolutely right. I'm all for our children. I'll just say that. So I want to always make sure they have what they need. And that would be my heart in wanting to make sure that they were funded. But there has to be accountability, and it starts at the top.
And we've got to have folks with a backbone that are willing to stand up and say, hey, you deserve this much money. Here it is. Or we want to see something that proves you need this much money.
Yes, sir.
One of the two.
Yes, sir.
So,
and you also have to have the voter who has the backbone to stand up and make a change.
That's right.
Andrew, we've kind of neglected you over there. I guess it's because the Register of Deeds, as you pointed out to us when we first started, is pretty clear cut. And so we've got just about 2 minutes. Is there anything you'd like us to know about your family, and also tell us where folks can contact you if they want to ask you questions?
I'm fairly easy to get a hold of. You can go to Ritter for Register at Gmail. I also have a Facebook account, very much the same, Andrew Ritter for Moore County Register of Deeds.
Is it Ritter for Register at Gmail?
It is. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Ritter for Register at Gmail. .com. Okay.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank my family, friends, and supporters for helping us through this. And my wife, Shirley, we've been married almost 30 years. It'll be 30 years in June. I'm not sure what the expectation is, but I hope something fun will break out.
Well, you better figure it out pretty quick.
And our 2 children, Angela and Tyler.
Okay, great. John, we'll probably let you have the last minute or so to same thing.
Well, thank you, JD. First of all, just thank you so much for letting us be here today. It's just been a pleasure. And again, I do thank my wife and my family for their support and all of our good friends. I just want to do something positive for the community, and I hope to just serve well and just do the very best I can. And I think that the future is bright. We have a lot of obstacles to overcome, of course, but I think we can do it. And I really think that there is a spirit amongst people who want to see us get back on track. And as it just and find some common ground and move forward.
Well, thank you. Both of you come across as a couple of guys that have a true heart of a servant. That's what we're looking for. Tomorrow we'll have Shannon Davis on. She's running for school board. Thank both of you for coming in today. I know it's a little bit of a drive. We really do appreciate talking to you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
All right. And so it goes for this Wednesday. Have yourself a great, safe day. We'll see you back bright and early tomorrow, 7 to 9 for a Thumping Thursday. Until then, be sure to support all the mom and pop businesses you hear on WEEB. They are the core of our economy. Give them first crack at your spending dollars, because then about 68% of your money will stay here, roll over, and create more jobs for all of us. And be sure to tell them WEEB asked you to come, because that will help us. And don't forget also that millions of Americans have fought and they have died to give and protect the freedoms that you get to enjoy today. Live today worthy of their and their family's sacrifice. I'm Steve Leader Adams, and the LeaderMan and Nick the Colt the Dog. We'll all see you this afternoon at 2 at the dog park.